Based on the chatter this week, I'm sure this is not a surprise to anyone, but we are in storm tracker alert mode today because of our kind of first winter storm of the season. It is depending on where you live. This storm coming through today and tonight really going to bring us here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts heavy rain beyond anything else. But there's a little snow with this system as well that we have to watch for, especially for travelers out there. And in terms of what you can do, again, this storm's not a record setter. It's not a blockbuster, but your commute, especially your evening commute, it's going to be uncomfortable. So make sure you're leaving extra time for travel. Even this morning, we've had some reports of ice in the last 24 hours. So you really want to make sure you're being vigilant on the roads. And I want to make mention, we were just looking at this out in Warwick about 15 minutes ago. A little snow shower passing through the Ocean State right now. This is going to be pretty short-lived, but hey, it's something to look at as you're getting out the door. And it's only going to be really the kind of first dose of this system before the rest of it. You ready for the big reveal here? Look at this thing. It's huge, impacting millions across the country. It's not just us in New England. In fact, there are 51 million and more people waking up to winter weather advisories. You can see those in purple, and another 5 million waking up to winter storm warnings. You can see that in the magenta color here on the screen. Now, we have neither in Rhode Island or southeastern Massachusetts, and it's not because the storm's not coming. It's just because we're getting more rain than anything else in terms of this system. Let me show you here on Futurecast as we go through the day. Again, we are tracking that little snow shower right now. It's going to be short-lived, but at least you get a little snow for those of you who have been hoping for some taste of winter. For those of you who have not, if you're not a fan, again, just know this is going to pass pretty quickly. But then it's on to the rain. Little mix possible as we move through the mid-morning, but then we turn straight to rain mid to late morning, and we end up soaked as we get through the afternoon and the evening. Here's 5:15 on the clock. Again, you can see that evening commute. It's going to be slow. You know, the second it starts raining around here, traffic gets pretty sticky. So just plan for that later today. It's the tail end of this system that might give us just a little bit of snow, enough so that parts of northern Providence County and maybe northern Bristol County might have the potential to say, oh, look, it looks a little more like winter. But anything we see is going to be very mushy and wet, not that fluffy stuff that skiers and snowboarders love. The water content is just too high and the temperatures are not quite low enough to get the fluffy snow. Let's talk rainfall numbers first, because honestly, these are the bigger numbers when it comes to precipitation here. Looking at either side of an inch, and I do think some places could get upwards of 1.5 inches of rain by the time today is done. Again, not a blockbuster, not a record setter, but something to note if you're heading out the door in the middle of the day and even into the early evening. In terms of the snow, I was meaning it quite literally when I said the rain numbers are bigger. We're looking at less than 1 inch when it comes to any accumulating precipitation in northern Providence County. Northwestern Providence County, you're right on that line of 1 to 3, looking out toward Burrillville and Pasco, for example. You might have some very localized areas that see more than, well, minimal as we move through tomorrow morning or really tonight into tomorrow, but that's about it. Let's talk temperatures for a second here. We'll get the full picture of what's happening as we head out the door. Clouds around already, temperatures in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, depending on your location. A little bit warmer as we head toward the coast. Hour by hour showing you that we are largely above freezing for most of the day, hence the rain. Upper 30s and low 40s for your highs today. Then as we move through the next few days and this system's gone, yes, we get more sunshine, but temperatures stay awfully cool even for this time of year. Most of us hovering on 40 degrees the next 3 days, today included. And then we get to Friday and the temperatures just plummet as a cold front comes through. Not a lot of moisture there, just a couple clouds Thursday into Friday, and then it's just cold. Saturday's our next chance of a storm, but even that looks a little lackluster right now. But don't worry, we'll keep an eye on it and keep you posted throughout the week.